Hi, my name is Mari, and I'm interviewing Facilitator of the Month, Kelley Duilio. Kelley is a good friend of mine, and I'm really curious to ask her a little bit about the living inquiries and what they've meant to her. To start with, how did you come to the living inquiries, Kelley?
Yeah. So I spent several years exploring in what I would call the non-duality circles. And it was there that I feel like I started to establish that sense of awareness, maybe that sense of the kind of the ongoing presence and connecting that with love. It was almost like this kind of center point that I was able to start orienting a stability, some place inside of myself that I could start to weave into my daily life. So the only thing with that is I felt like, okay, that's great, I have that, but now what about, my internal psychological, emotional issues that are still there, or the issues of my personal life that I haven't figured that out. So it was around that time that I was really having those questions that I ran into the living inquiries. And what I guess the biggest thing that I got out of this living inquiries and the community was I started to understand what real safety felt like in my body, and also what real safety felt like with another. I remember when I was doing more work in the non-duality circles, I would go to a retreat and people would be doing different kind of healing practices, and I kept feeling like, yeah, this is the place to do that kind of healing work. And I would attempt to, and what really was happening was re-traumatization. And what I realized later was because I wasn't actually in a safe space inside myself. I hadn't found that yet. And so, so with the living inquiries, the format for me at that time and for my kind of sensitivities and makeup was a really, really good fit, because it was one-on-one work. Somehow the format itself created a sense of safety and a container. It really was a place where you could talk about anything. So that's where I felt like I started to understand in my body how to find spaces of safety, which of course facilitated the beginning of real healing.
That resonates a lot for me. And, the most remarkable thing for me about almost everyone that I meet through this community is that okayness, which is there, that there is a different relationship to all of these little things that we have, awkwardnesses, feeling insecure or feeling weird or getting triggered, that those things can still be going on, but we can share those things with each other. And that's what I felt with you. I went to visit you in your home, traveled a long way.
Yes.
And I'd never met you before. We actually didn't know each other at that time. We hadn't really talked a lot. And I came to stay in your house.
Yeah.
And immediately I felt so comfortable with you. And I wonder, what do you think that is? Why are we so comfortable with each other? Why are a lot of these living inquiries people comfortable around each other?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that? Because it's very special to me.
Yeah. I mean, the inquiries themselves, in a way, they're kind of resting in the spaciousness, and that I feel like is an easy place to connect with another in, but what adds this extra specialness to the living inquiries is the container. And in that container, really everything is kind of welcome. But the main connection point is the spaciousness between you and the facilitator, or you and the friend. And I felt like that was just there between you and I in our friendship. That made it so when the content came in, the neuroses, the conditioning, the awkward social stuff, there was just a real deep sense of okayness about all that, even when it might be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we had that in our friendship quite naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Do you have anything more that you want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, just that I am still offering sessions.
How can people find you?
Yeah, well, I do just have a new website that is my kelleyduilio.org. And also on the Living Inquiries website, I think it's, if I'm right, it's livinginquiries.com. Is that correct?
Yes, I think so.
And yeah, and so definitely in my sessions, I get to rely on the Living Inquiries intentions and format that I've really at this point kind of embodied. And then I'm weaving in just my own intuitive guidance, and it usually moves like organically at that point. Yeah. So,
Well, I've been facilitated by you and I can recommend it.
yay. Thank you.
Well, have a great day, Kelley. And I'll
Yeah.
see you
Thank you.
soon.
See you later.